Hopefully you guys are having a wonderful day. And yes, as the title says, my Evo is unfortunately broken again. But let me give you guys a little rundown of what's going on. So this weekend, which was Saturday, me, the wife, a couple of buddies and their wives, we went out to eat. So obviously everybody took their their cars, their projects. So on the way there, the car was, I was having some issues with the car as far as the TPS. I had barely replaced the TPS and everything was going good. Other than that, the car was running good. But one thing that I have been having problems with this car is I've been breaking spark plugs. So every time it's really high into boost, I'll break a spark plug for some reason. The first time I blew the car, I broke the spark plug to the 4-cylinder, and I broke it pretty bad. And that time I melted a piston. After I got the car tuned, when I had it back here at home, after a while I did a couple of pulls, and I also broke a spark plug. Not completely, but I broke the white part of the spark plug. Forget what that's called. But it started missing, so I went ahead and I changed that spark plug again. So after I changed that spark plug, so then I stopped driving the Evo. As you guys know, I started daily in the first gen. I changed the TPS on the Evo. Everything was running good. Then this weekend, we go out, we have some dinner. On the way back, I'm doing a couple of some highway pulls with my brother, and it runs good. It does a good pull, and then after that pull, I just started hearing a big misfire. So then I start hitting my gas, no throttle response at all, nothing. So I was like, oh, it's probably my TPS, But then again, I had no check engine light. So in my head, I was like, oh, it's missing, or I broke a spark plug again, I started downshifting the car. It was popping really loud. I ended up exiting on the freeway. We got off on the freeway, popped the hood, turned it on, still missing like crazy. At this point, I'm like, oh shit, man, not again. Because from my first experience, it was not a good one. So we popped the hood. My buddy, LFA TV, luckily he had some tools in his car. We take out the spark plugs, and what do you know? Second cylinder and 4-cylinder spark plugs were pretty beat. So then I'm like, okay, I just damaged some spark plugs. I'm like, I had an extra set in the trunk of the Evo, the spark plugs. So I said, let's throw these in and I should be fine. So, but before that, when I would start the car again, I heard a little noise inside the head. So, I was like, hopefully it's nothing crazy or whatever. So whatever, we go on to throwing on the new spark plugs, turn it on, still missing. So at this point, I'm like, shit, man, I messed something up again. In my head, I'm thinking, it's a valve. Hopefully it's not a piston. Hopefully I didn't do that. All kinds of shit were going through my head. So then what we did, my buddy's like, well, let's take off the valve cover. So I took off the valve cover, see if anything was broken in there. We didn't see anything in the valve cover. So then we put the valve cover back on. So I'm like, it turns on, it idles, but then it starts missing. So then I'm like, well, I gotta get it home. So called my insurance, see if we can get a tow truck down. It's gonna take quite a bit of time. I think it was an hour and a half or something like that for the tow truck to get there. So I'm like, I'm just gonna drive it home. What the heck? It's broken. It's broken. So I started driving it home. I get on the street again. It's still missing, but then it goes away. So it goes away and then it comes back, and then it goes away and it comes back. So I'm like, what the hell? I get to a certain street, maybe 4 or 5 miles down the road, and it stops missing. It starts to drive completely fine. So I'm like, man, in my head I'm just like, oh man, hopefully it's nothing serious. In my head I'm thinking if I would have melted a piston or something like that, I would see all kinds of smoke. It probably wouldn't even turned on. So I'm still driving the car at this point. I get it home, and the next day I get a compression tester. I you know, first I started before anything. I started and it turns on good and the idle's perfect, runs like normal. So I'm like, man, you know, I'm like confused what's going on. So I go pick up a compression tester. I get the compression tester and I start doing a compression test. First cylinder, I do the first cylinder, it's good. I get decent compression. Second cylinder, I get good compression. Also, keep in mind this engine, the bottom end has around 4,000 miles since I purchased it from Mitsubishi. So, to the third cylinder, it also gives me pretty good compression. Do the fourth cylinder and it's dead. I get a reading like of 30 or something like that, 30 psi. So at this point, I'm like, fuck, you know, I'm done with this car. Just, you know, more money and more money going into this thing, and it just, you know, it's just breaking, and you know, it hasn't been that long since I replaced the bottom end. So I do the compression tests, and I still, you know, obviously, even though I say I'm done, I have to fix it. So then I leave it alone. I go inside, just forget about it. The next day I pick up another compression tester from one of my buddies. It's because I want to do a leak down test. So I want to do a leak down test to make sure, you know, kind of get a better idea of what's going on. Like that, I'll know if it's a valve, if it's a piston or something like that. So I get a compression tester. I do another compression test just to, I know different compression testers give you different numbers. On the 3 cylinders also I get good compression, and on the 4 cylinder I get a little bit better compression. It goes up to 50. So I do a leak down test, and I'll show you guys. I do a leak down test, and 4 cylinder is leaking. So what you do is you put this thing in the cylinder, and there's an actual kit to do a leak down test, but I couldn't get anywhere here local. I couldn't pick one up. So what you do is you know, you put pretty much on your compression tester kit. Usually this little pipe comes, you just put a fitting on it, and then you grab your compressor. Yeah, I'll show you guys, as a matter of fact. I should still have air in my compressor. So what you do is you grab your compressor line. Oh, you know what, let me check. Well, I actually should. You grab your compressor line and you put it on there, and obviously it's going to shoot air in there. Your pistons have to be you know, in time, so all the way your pistons, which is first and the fourth one, you have to line up your timing marks to make sure you know, the valves are gonna be closed. And since they're gonna be closed, and when you're shooting air, there's nothing that's supposed to be leaking. You put your compressor hose on. You see the turbo moving? It's not supposed to be doing that. It's not supposed to be doing anything. So I didn't put that much pressure in the compressor, only like about 30, 40 psi, and that does that. And which is it's telling me that I probably damaged some exhaust valves on the 4 cylinder, which really sucks, because it hasn't been that long that I've been having this thing running, and it's already broken again. So yeah, sucks. But there's nothing left but to take off the head and know for sure everything. So as far as right now, that's where I'm at. And yeah, let's stay tuned. Take the Evo apart all over again. Thank God I have the first gen, so I've been daily in that to work every single day since the Evo decided to take a dump on Saturday. But yeah, so I'm gonna take off. What I'm gonna be doing, I'm gonna be pull off the head and making sure, you know, hopefully I'm just, the last thing I want is pull off that head and I see something bad on the piston, which that would really suck. So yeah. I don't know. But worst case, what I what I think is that I'm gonna have some damaged valves, and that's gonna be it. So hopefully that is it. So stay tuned, guys, for the beginning of this thing, and I'm sure it's not gonna be the end. I'm sure I'm gonna have many more times, but we're gonna get this head pulled off and take the head to the machine shop, get it all nice and checked, and yeah, that's what it is. So that's pretty much it for this video. I just wanted to explain to you guys a little bit of what's been going on. I haven't really posted anything, just been really busy with work and stuff. So yeah, guys, hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. It was nothing nothing special, just me talking. But hopefully you guys enjoyed this video, and stay tuned for the removal part 1 of the head on the Evo. So if you guys like this video, hit that like button, subscribe, and comment if you guys have any tips, and I'll catch you guys in the next time.
Hey, 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 hey